So I'm at a service call for this Reznor unit, not heating. It's actually a newer install. The customer, of course, thought it was the thermostat that wasn't working correctly. I tested the thermostat, made sure it was in a call for heat. I got up to the unit, and where the thermostat wires come in, I tested to make sure I had a call, which is kind of hard to see from here, but you can see where the thermostat wires come in. Let's see, right down in that corner right there, tested. I had a call. So I went right to it since I've seen it fail in the past. I went to this high limit up top. You can see it has a manual reset. I just pushed it without actually testing it, but if you're going to test it, I would have seen that it had 24 volts coming in and 0 coming out, which indicates that it's tripped. A few things can make this trip. One would be gas pressure's not set properly. Maybe it was burning too hot and got too hot and tripped. Yeah, possibly like you're venting something obstruction or not properly sized. Another thing is if your fan motor isn't kicking on like it's supposed to or anything like that, or just a few things that you can kind of look for. Another thing is this was a new unit. A lot of times there's oils on these burners, and when it fires it can burn a little bit hotter with that oil. It possibly could have tripped that way, because this, even though it doesn't look like it, actually was a new install that we had done. And then lastly, I'm pretty sure the issue is the installers through the paperwork. Right here you can see it's all burned up and all the plastic around it is completely melted. So this was actually sitting on top of this metal panel that gets extremely hot, and you can see it burned onto it, and I think the heat in here kind of can dissipate out and cool down. And I think with that paper sitting on top, it wasn't able to cool down like it was supposed to, which was keeping this whole compartment area hotter than it should be, which I think is what caused this limit to trip. There's also a chance that it was from the oils on the heat exchanger, kind of combination of the two. When it first, being new and kind of fired off, maybe later that day it tripped out. They said shortly after it was fired off, it stopped working. So I'm going to obviously remove that paper. I mean, that was a fire hazard as it was. Clearly you can see how burned up the paper is. But I'm going to go ahead and give this a go. I've checked the gas pressures as well. Gas pressures were spot on. Venting, I don't see anything that was obvious with the venting as of right now. And my fan motor is kicking on just fine. So what I'm thinking, like I said, is kind of a combination of just those oils on the burners kind of burning off, and then also paperwork being left on top of the unit, not letting the unit cool down or air out like it should, kind of holding heat a little bit more than it should. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and thank you guys for watching.